All right, I think we can begin now. Good morning once again. Thank you for making the time to join this information session for the 2024 Ecowarrior Awards. We will take you through the application and submission for your, your entry, myself and Sheila Kuto. So yes, we can begin. So I'm sure now we all know the theme, realizing sustainable development goals through sustainable tourism. We have 10 categories and 18 subcategories. And we'll go through the key documents that we need to look at. But before then, I'd like to share, just a brief on what to expect for this session. So we'll share about the Ecowarrior Awards, and then we'll move on to the steps for submission and what we need to look at when you are applying for your chosen award subcategory, how your submission will be evaluated, and then we'll have a Q&A. Yes. So the Ecowarrior Awards began in 2005. Till date, it stands alone as the only awards within the tourism sector involving hospitality and conservation that looks at sustainable practices, celebrates it and awards it with the aims of encouraging a larger adoption of those practices, for the care and respect towards people, planet, and prosperity. And the tagline that has carried the awards is celebrating innovation and responsible tourism practices. These awards really first began with the members, seeing that Ecotourismkenya is a membership organization. So the categories are really hinged on the representation of the members, to see what they are doing and to encourage innovative practices and outputs. Yes. Yes. This awards initiative is a self-funded initiative. So we look for partners and sponsors to support the initiative, yes, within the tourism and conservation sector. Yeah. So this year we are having the 17th edition of it. We skipped, I think, 2 years because of COVID, the COVID-19 pandemic, but then we resumed in 2022 and we are still going on strong. So yes, so we are very glad to have a good receptiveness from the industry, and we aim to put in more effort to make the awards more known and have more applications and even, the adoption of sustainable practices. So 3 things that we look at that we cannot stray from are people, planet, and prosperity, right? And we in those lines, we also really try to get businesses or organizations, individuals who are already recognized by the government. So they have to be, compliant with the relevant legislation or registration for what they're doing. We look also in the line of whether they engage in the communities of where they work with, respect to biodiversity and conservation, as well as also just sound business practices. So we do not stray away from that. That is the main core of the awards However, every year when we do hold the awards, the theme changes to give it a different feel, a different niche, and a different look into the 3 arms of sustainability. So this is just a brief outline of some of the themes that we've had from this year going backwards to 2017. Yes. So as you can see, it doesn't really shift, but some award categories have to remain constant because we have to, represent our members. So you can have categories like accommodation facilities, tour operators remaining constant, but some years, some, subcategories may not feature as prominently as others. Yes. So the steps for making your submission, I think we've received some applications since we opened the call for submissions, and we appreciate the enthusiasm. I would like to request, if you're not speaking, you can just mute yourself so that. Right. Okay. So the first thing that you would need to identify is your award subcategory of interest from the 10 categories. Read through what is required of that subcategory in the criteria description, and we'll break down what that is. Download the application form, fill it in appropriately and relevantly, as well as you can. Make your submissions within the deadline and only to the identified email addresses. That is ecowarriors@ecotourismkenya.org with a copy to programs@ecotourismkenya.org. Thereafter, expect an email to notify you we have received your application or submission, and then we will share with you a link to us applicants' feedback survey to let us know how you have found the application to help us improve the process. Yes, so one key document here we have is the criteria description and a key terms definition. So after you have identified from the 10 award categories, for example, you pick, what do you pick? Protected areas, right? Protected areas, you see there, we can actually just open and see on the website.
Mary, are you sharing the website?
Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So once you're on the Ecowarrior Awards sub-web, this is where it looks. You can scroll here to see the award categories criteria description. You click it, it should open on a new tab. So this document kind of lets you know the key documents that we'll first look at, and also what the judges will be, be looking for specifically. Okay, so I said we picked a non-profit, protected areas category. So you scroll, see where it's protected areas. Here we go. And it's indicating that it is open to Kenyan private and community-owned conservancies, national parks, national reserves, sanctuaries. That means you have to be one of those things listed there. You can be a park or a sanctuary or a conservancy. What else is required is documentation indicating that you are what you say you are. If you're a national park, we need to see, your documentation from KWS that you are a national park or a conservancy and the relevant permit. And then this category only has one subcategory, that is leading protected area in biodiversity conservation, looking into the SDGs 14, life below water, and SDG 15, life on land. And then on the far right column, it has bullet points on what the judges would be looking for. So you can read through that. Yes, and then when you scroll further down, there's a list of some key terms in case you encounter terms that you are not familiar with. on the application form that you can come and refer. What did they mean when they said climate action? What did they mean when they said, responsible production, and so on and so forth. So the key terms is not exhaustive. So if in case there's a term that you come across that you do not know, Google is our friend. I'm sure you can get the definition for it, right? Yes. So back to the thing. Right. So once you have that down, you can then now download the relevant application form. So this is where the bulk of the work is, yeah? The application form has 4 sections that all have to be filled in. In this, section 1 is contact information. Section 2 is where now the questions pertaining to your subcategory are, and where you're required to fill in your responses or your answers. Section 3 is requiring evidence to what you have responded to in section 2. So that we're not just, just talking, Kenyans have a way with words. You can really come out with very good and detailed descriptions. But section 3 is asking you to put your money where your mouth is. Where is the evidence, right? And then section 4 is signatory, to affirm what you have provided for is in line with the applicant's business or registration or individual. So we can open an application form and see. Yeah. Okay. So here where it says download application form, you can see it's listed. So this one is showing for accommodation facilities. When you click air operators, it changes to air operators, and so on and so forth. So ours is protected areas. Protected area, you click protected area, it opens on the side. And then here on the top right, there's a download icon. You can click on it, and then it downloads it, right? See, downloaded as. So here, the document is existing as a PDF, right? You can save it as a PDF, since that is the only option. Save it as a PDF, and then we let it download. When it is download, then let me see. Oh. So you click on it, and then you right click. Here, open with, choose another app. So we're just trying to open it in Word as a Word document that you can make the edits. If you don't have PDF Pro or other software that can enable you to edit the document as a PDF, you can open it as a Word document and then make your changes there. So let me just repeat that. You click on the document, then right click it, open with, choose another app, more apps, scroll down, select Word, and then select OK. Okay, let me go through that again. So click OK. Oh, okay. So it's open as a Word document, but I don't think it's visible on your end. I think because of Zoom.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, let me stop share and then share the Word document itself. But when you go through that process, you will see it's open as Word. Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right. All right. So here we have an introduction on the category. It's protected areas, leading protected area in biodiversity conservation. That's a brief. This is sections standard to all forms. Then you scroll down section 1, contact information. You fill in the name of the protected area, the manager, location, things like that. If you have a website, include it in. So things like your website and social media may actually feed in as your responses that the judges can use to refer. So do not overlook this section and make sure all the rows are filled in. And then section 2 here, we have now the questions, yes, that you can fill in and edit. See? Yes. So the question 1 is asking, describe measures your protected area has put in place to conserve biodiversity in your area of operation. You fill in what you have been doing. Yes. And I think a disclaimer for all applications, it shouldn't be more than 4 years ago. So it has to be as recent as from 4 years ago, the initiatives that is. So we have that, you fill in your questions and your answers for every question. And on the word limit is to make sure that you only deliver, you don't go overboard because otherwise you give us pages and pages for just one question. So don't be too strict on the answers that it has to be 500 words or 499 words, but just thereabouts. Yeah. Then section 3, here we list some of the examples that you can include to support your answers. They can be photographs, slideshow presentations, or video clips, training materials, policies, mission statements. They can be, and these documents for you may already be existing online. So you can provide a Google Drive link. Yeah, so like, for example, in your answer for question 1, maybe if you want to reference an event that you had, you'd like to share maybe a folder or photo. So you can include that link on the answers. Yeah. So this list of examples for documentation is not exhaustive. You can include, if you have more documents that we have not listed here, you can include them. Suffice it that they are supporting your answer and they are appropriate where applicable, not just anything that you have. It has to be in line with your award subcategory. If you are going to attach a document, make sure you label it appropriately. If the document that you're attaching is for question 1, then label it question 1 evidence or something like that, so that it is easy for the judge to associate or know or place where that evidence is for. Yeah. Only relevant attachments should be sent, and all submissions should be made as soft copies. You can come and say hi to us here at the office. However, we will tell you all submissions must be in soft copy and to the relevant email addresses. So you can't send to membership, you can't send to info and say you submitted. It has to be ecowarriors@ecotourismkenya.org, a copy to program. And then section 4, we need a signatory to confirm that the information presented is reflected of the applicant. Yes, so where relevant. And then there we have the deadline. Yeah, so that is how the application form looks like for those of us who have not had a chance to go through it. It looks like that. Yes. So far, if you have questions, you can start sharing them on the comment section or you can keep it for the Q&A section. Yes. Yeah, at this point, I can invite Sheila to take us through the next section.
Thank you so much, Mary. Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to welcome our CEO, Ms. Lynette Kamungu, to just give brief remarks. Hello, Lynette.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Yeah, hi, sorry. I was just trying to look where I can be able to find a good lighting so that I can make my brief remark. So this is Lynette Kamungu, the acting CEO of Ecotourismkenya, and it's a pleasure just to see you joining this session today. Actually, I'm very impressed with what Mary has already taken you through, and I believe it's a very informative session. So we're just looking forward to your question and also to tell a friend so that we can be able also to apply for this particular session. So thank you so much. Over to you, Sheila.
Okay, thank you, Lynette. Thank you, everyone, for joining in good numbers. We are excited. Expecting many applications now. Thanks, Mary, for taking us through the application process. I believe up to now we are all now introduced. We understand the process. Even for the applications that have already, the applicants that have already submitted their applications, you can see perhaps there are parts you missed. This is a chance for you to now familiarize yourself very well with how the process goes. Now, this next stage is things you need to know, aside from submitting your should come to your attention. I believe it's from number 4.4 application. Yes, 0.3 entry submission, right? Ready? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here is just insisting again what Mary has said, that all applications shall be presented in soft copies. Yes, no any other format or way. But yes, you're welcome to come and say hi to us as you affirm that you've indeed send your applications via soft copy. Yes. Applicants, one other detail from that is that we'll share confirmation email to you. And for those who we have not shared yet, we thought we do this session and then now confirm. Perhaps you would like to do a resubmission, but that's up to you. But then we'll confirm your applications. Applicants can make one entry per award subcategory. A facility, an individual, whoever you are, can only make one entry per the subcategory you've chosen that is suitable for your organization or for yourself. Yes. But however, you can apply for multiple subcategories. You see, the many subcategories we have under 8 categories you can afford. But for each subcategory, again, that there's no application fee. It's free for all participants of this worthy course. Could you scroll down, Mary? Application survey areas mentioned again that in order for us to make the process more seamless, after we confirm that you received your application, we'll share a survey with you that we hope you'll be able to fill and tell us how the process was. Aside from that, you can reach out also just to, if there's issues, you're having issues with application, you're free to reach out to us. They provided to answer you to make the process seamless such that this is not a hindrance to you applying to your success. Yeah? The process should be as seamless as possible. Yeah. The application evaluation. So evaluation takes place at 3 levels. Once you've received all the applications, the long list is technical level team appear at EK. So there is a team designated for that. The officers here will check that all the applicants have compiled with requirements, they've completed all the questions, they've answered appropriately, they are Kenyan based. Since that's one of the requirements, they have attached their requested documents. So we check for the areas you've applied for, you've attached relevant documents, and then we long list now in accordance to your submission, your fit meeting that criteria. We'll do a long list. After that, then we can be able to share with our judges. The judges were trained 2 months ago. So what we share with judges is look for and prove that this organization have filled in and attached all the relevant documents so that we also make their work. We'll independently review the applications, and then the top 3 from each category are at least now finalists. But this is also arranged by the judge. So once the judges have reviewed the application, then the chief judge, with the help of the judges, can now come up with the ones are now the ones called finalists, and will be put in the short list that will share when that time comes. So there is a chance that you'll be on the long list, but then you might miss being on the short list. This is also dependent on how much you've showcased your initiatives, how much you're doing, and how well you're doing against the other people who have applied for this award. Now, important dates, call for submission, that one was already done, 29th. But open call was already done, but closed call for submission will be on 29th of this month. That is now just about the end of this month. We'll close all the application. So you're expected that by this time you would have made your applications, you've taken your time, gone through them and submitted. Once it's closed, it's closed. We won't be taking in any other applications. Long list announcement now after the team at the secretariat has gone through and proved that you've answered all the questions, you've submitted the appropriate documentation. We will do the long list announcement on August 15th. So be on the lookout for that. Then shortlist announcement. This is after the judges have reviewed. It will take a month for the judges to go through the long listed applicants, score their awards, and then we do the shortlist announcement on 17th of September. And the major event now, the gala event, will be on 17th of October 2024. So it's up to you now to ensure that you're on the long list announcement. For this long list announcement, it's not even about the content of the initiatives you're doing, but ensuring that you've answered all the right questions, you've attached the appropriate documentations relevant to the answers you've given. So once you're featured there, then it's up to the judges now to score you and then to get to the shortlist announcement. And note that we won't extend dates because we've encountered this whereby on the 29th and we're receiving applications and calls that we extend. So we gave enough time for applications to be done such that we don't close out on anyone. Next, Mary. Yes, so that is it. Those are the key facts that you need to know. The dates, most important, the processes, the levels of applications review, such that you know there's clarity, there's no any doubts or questions that we've cleared, that it's up to the judges who will be doing the reviews. One thing I'll like to remind you that you've encountered over time is that the application is as best, your score is as best as you have applied and also the person applying. So make sure you're thorough, putting all the details that you, yourself, or your organization or company is doing, as much details as possible, but ensure that for whatever detail you're submitting, you're attaching appropriate documentation to actually prove that you're doing these things. Yes. Now, since you're done with that, I believe you have questions. I hope you have as many questions as possible. We can answer them all now. So then after this, you just start the applications. Yes, so I invite questions from you. You can raise your hand if you want to speak. You can even put it in the comments section. Back to you, Mary. So bring in the questions.
Yeah. Maybe as you also wait for questions, you can let us also know on the chat what's what category you're keen on applying for. Yes. Any question or comment? Jackie says she's keen on individual category. All right. Something else we can also add on. So when you're making the application, and say you've already submitted it, and then you realize that there are some activities or initiatives that you missed out, including, and the deadline has not yet reached, you are at liberty to, make edits on your application and then submit it again, clearly indicating that we are to use that as the latest application, provided it is within, it is before 29th of this month. Yes. And the Secretariat cannot offer any assistance to answering the questions. We'll only give you these general guidelines referring to the documents that we have used here. But on answering the questions, that it will be up to you. We believe you're very capable. Yes, Njoki, you can ask the question.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
My question is on the individual forms, yeah? So if you are working within an establishment, the individual form is showcasing what personally you have done in terms of the actions taken towards, for instance, climate action or climate change, yeah? So if you're going to have in the documentation basis part of what you have to submit, does that involve, for instance, if you have created a new way that you're working towards climate action within the company that you're in and you're applying for an individual space, do you share the initiative, or how do you submit such kind of documents?
Okay, thank you for your question. So you are at liberty to share that, provided you have the go-ahead from the company or organization, but it has to clearly stand as it is you, not the organization, so that we have that clear difference between an individual and an individual's initiatives and an employee's initiative. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but you are at liberty because individuals actually make actions or activities, initiatives with other people. So we do actually expect you to reference X. You did this with that, you did the other with another one. Yes. And then we have Mercy from Saruni Base Camp. They are eager to apply for accommodation category, green business, protected area, individuals, community entity. Wow, all the best. All the best.
Sorry, I have another question, yeah? If in terms of documentation basis, you're not allowed to share certain information because, for instance, you're applying as an individual and your property or where you're working, you're not allowed to submit certain documentation. So that means you're limited to what you can offer, yet you would like to apply for the same.
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So maybe you can work a way of letting them know that you'd like to share some information, and then
Okay.
you present the certain information for their go ahead.
Okay.
Right. Any other comments or questions? Okay, we also invite you to share with your networks, your friends, with your colleagues. To apply, we have quite a diverse set of award categories. And yes, we would like for them to apply. We will share this recording, have it uploaded on our YouTube channel, and then we'll share the link so you can keep referring to it, even for the ones who are not here. Yes. No, the application mark is open to the entire industry in Kenya. Whoever wants to apply is welcome to apply. Yes. For all categories. For accommodation facilities, it is exclusive to decorated facilities. Yeah. So yeah, so the guidelines for that are also stipulated on the criteria description document, but it is open for everyone else. Okay. There being no other question or comment, I think we can close the session. Thank you for making time to join, especially with this political climate. We hope that you will stay safe and work on your applications and submit them in due time. Sheila, do you have any other comments?
One thing, Mary.
Yes.
Yes, one thing I forgot to mention is that on the gala, the shortlisted candidates, the finalists that is, to attend the gala, you'll be requested to register for it, and we'll be share the details when that time comes. And this includes a fee, registration fee to attend the gala and hopefully receive your award. The fees basically to facilitate the event, the evening event that day.
All right. Okay, then we can close the meeting. Thank you for your time. Have a good rest of the day and all the best.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you.